Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Something big is brewing down in Miami, and it's not the tropical weather. The Dolphins' locker room, once full of smiles and touchdowns, has turned into a storm of tension, and the eye of that storm seems to be none other than TYREEK Hill. Just a few days ago, WADDLE reportedly dropped a bombshell that shook the NFL community. He said he's done playing alongside Hill. You heard that right. One of the league's most dynamic duos might be finished. According to inside sources, WADDLE didn't just stop there. He went on to say that Hill is hated inside the Dolphins' locker room. Now, we all know rumors can get wild fast, but this one has that sting of truth to it. The chemistry on the field has looked off lately. The body language between the two has been icy. No celebrations, no eye contact, not even the classic sideline jokes that made them fan favorites. Something's gone sour, and if this keeps up, Miami's high-flying offense could crash hard. The story gets even more explosive when you start connecting the dots. Teammates have been dropping cryptic posts on social media, subtle likes, vague tweets, and captions about fake love and real ones showing true colors. Fans have noticed that WADDLE recently unfollowed TYREEK Hill on Instagram, and in 2025, that's the modern-day version of throwing a helmet at someone's locker. Sources close to the team say the tension began early this season after a series of heated arguments in practice. Apparently, Hill was frustrated about not getting enough targets, and WADDLE didn't like the way Hill handled it. What was once friendly competition has now turned personal. People inside the organization say Hill's attitude has rubbed several players the wrong way, not just WADDLE. Some even describe him as toxic and hard to deal with. When you hear things like that, you can't help but wonder if Miami's locker room is starting to fracture from the inside. Now, imagine the Dolphins' coaching staff watching this unfold. Mike McDaniel, the cool-headed mastermind behind Miami's offense, must be feeling the pressure. His system is built on timing, trust, and chemistry. Three things that disappear fast when your star receivers can't stand each other. Reports suggest McDaniel has tried to hold several private meetings with both players, but the damage may already be done. WADDLE's words reportedly hit like a grenade. "I'm not playing with that guy anymore." For someone as quiet and focused as WADDLE, that's massive. He's always been known for letting his play speak louder than his mouth, but something clearly snapped. The Dolphins organization is now facing a huge decision. Do they side with Hill, the proven veteran and marketing face of the franchise, or WADDLE, the homegrown talent who represents the team's future? Either way, this isn't just a disagreement. It's a full-on identity crisis for the Dolphins. Fans are divided right down the middle. Some say TYREEK Hill's fiery attitude is exactly what makes him great, that you can't expect a competitor like him to be calm when things don't go his way. Others think his ego has become too much for the team to handle. Social media has turned into a battlefield of opinions, with hashtags like #TeamWaddle and #TeamHill trending across football Twitter. There's even talk that the locker room is choosing sides, with some players reportedly spending time with WADDLE off the field while avoiding Hill altogether. This kind of division can destroy a season, no matter how much talent you have. And let's be honest, the Dolphins' recent performances have reflected that chaos. Missed routes, dropped passes, visible frustration, it's all there, written in real time on the field. What was once the NFL's most exciting offense now looks like a ticking time bomb. The situation also raises a bigger question. Can TYREEK Hill coexist with anyone long-term? His track record has had flashes of friction before. Back in Kansas City, whispers of ego clashes were already part of his story, even if winning masked most of it. Miami was supposed to be a fresh start, a chance for Hill to cement his legacy as one of the greatest receivers of this generation. And to be fair, on the field, he's been everything the Dolphins could have dreamed of: explosive, electric, unstoppable. But off the field, that same energy seems to be tearing things apart. WADDLE's recent comments might just be the spark that exposes a fire that's been burning quietly for months. It's no longer about yards and touchdowns. It's about pride, respect, and the balance of power inside that locker room. The Dolphins' front office can't stay silent for long. Rumors are swirling that General Manager Chris Grier has already started weighing trade possibilities, and that's the kind of news that can shift an entire franchise. Imagine it. TYREEK Hill on the move again, or Jalen Waddle demanding a fresh start elsewhere. Either scenario would send shockwaves through the league. The Dolphins were supposed to be Super Bowl contenders, but now they're making headlines for all the wrong reasons. It's like watching a championship dream unravel one quote at a time. And the worst part? The season's far from over. If this drama continues to snowball, Miami might not just lose games. They could lose the trust, unity, and identity that made them so special in the first place. Now that the story has exploded across sports media, everyone's looking for answers. Reporters are camping outside the Dolphins training facility, cameras rolling, waiting for any glimpse of Waddle or Hill. Every expression, every word, every step they take is being dissected by analysts and fans alike. Tyreek Hill tried to brush it off in a quick locker room interview, saying, "We're good. Man, it's all love." But his forced smile didn't convince anyone. Jalen Waddle, on the other hand, hasn't said a word since his comments leaked, which only adds more fuel to the fire. Silence, in this case, speaks louder than any press conference ever could. Teammates have been dodging questions. Coaches are clearly uncomfortable, and you can almost feel the tension hanging over that locker room. This isn't just another sports drama. This feels like the start of a breaking point. The Dolphins might have to make a move before things spiral out of control completely. Behind the scenes, sources close to the organization claim that several veteran players have approached the coaching staff, begging them to fix this fast. Apparently, the divide is real, and it's starting to affect morale in ways that no playbook can fix. Some players reportedly don't even speak to each other during team meals. The once famous locker room music sessions led by Hill have reportedly stopped. Even McDaniel, known for his upbeat and quirky personality, has been seen looking unusually tense during media sessions. He's walking a tightrope between keeping his locker room intact and protecting the team's public image. The Dolphins were supposed to be all about fun, creativity, and energy, but now it's all whispers, side eyes, and mistrust. When that kind of energy creeps in, it spreads fast. You can't fake chemistry in football. You either have it or you don't, and right now, Miami feels like a team divided right down the middle. Meanwhile, fans have become part of the drama themselves. Call-in shows, podcasts, and YouTube lives are blowing up with conspiracy theories and leaked audio clips that supposedly prove the beef between Waddle and Hill. One video circulating online claims to show a sideline argument during a recent game where Waddle ignored Hill after a botched route. Whether it's real or not, people believe what they want to believe, and the internet is ruthless when it smells blood in the water. Comment sections are filled with debates about leadership, loyalty, and ego. Some fans say Hill's attitude has always been about me first, while others accuse Waddle of being immature for airing dirty laundry in public. It's wild how fast the public narrative can flip. Yesterday they were Miami's dynamic duo, and today they're a cautionary tale about fame and friction. The Dolphins management, of course, is doing everything they can to calm the storm. They've reportedly called in team psychologists, arranged private mediation sessions, and even held a closed-door players' meeting where both Waddle and Hill were asked to speak their minds. But according to one anonymous player, that meeting didn't go well. Hill apparently tried to crack jokes to lighten the mood, while Waddle kept things cold and professional. The room, the source said, felt like walking into a freezer. If that's true, then the damage may be deeper than anyone thought. You can't patch up trust overnight, especially when public opinion is watching every move. And with the playoffs on the horizon, every ounce of focus matters. This isn't just about two receivers anymore. It's about whether the Dolphins can keep their locker room from falling apart. Across the league, players and analysts are weighing in. Former Dolphins and even rival stars are posting cryptic messages that only make the situation murkier. One ex-teammate tweeted, "Some people love the spotlight more than the grind," which fans immediately took as a jab at Hill. Others believe Waddle's comments were just the tip of the iceberg, that there's been frustration brewing over Hill's dominance in play calling and media attention. The Dolphins' offense has often been described as TYREEK-centric, and maybe that spotlight finally got too bright for everyone else. Even if Hill means no harm, his energy and bravado can easily be misread. He's loud, confident, and unapologetic, traits that fans love but teammates might struggle with when things go wrong. If this continues, Miami risks becoming the NFL's latest example of how internal egos can destroy even the most talented rosters. And as the story unfolds, one thing's for sure, this isn't over. Rumors are swirling that Waddle might request a trade in the offseason, while Hill's camp is reportedly furious about how the organization has handled the leaks. Every sports network in America is talking about it, and it feels like every hour brings a new twist. Miami fans are stuck between heartbreak and disbelief. How did their dream team become a drama headline overnight? If the Dolphins can somehow rally, this could go down as one of the greatest redemption arcs in NFL history. But if not, this might mark the end of an era before it ever truly began. Whatever happens next, the world will be watching. Because this isn't just about football anymore. It's about pride, perception, and the fragile balance that separates greatness from collapse. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? Just when everyone thought the story couldn't get any crazier, new reports have surfaced suggesting that the Dolphins front office has already begun quietly exploring trade scenarios. Not for Waddle, but for TYREEK Hill himself. That's right, the face of the franchise, the cheetah, could be on the move again. According to an insider who spoke under anonymity, the team's executives are tired of the drama cycle that follows Hill wherever he goes. They reportedly believe Waddle is the future, younger, quieter, and easier to build around. But moving a superstar like Hill isn't easy. His contract is massive, and his personality is even bigger. Some teams are interested, but they want assurances that Hill won't bring the same chaos to a new locker room. If this rumor has any truth, it would be one of the boldest mid-season moves in years. Imagine Hill in another uniform, facing his old teammates on national television. It would be must-see TV, and it would redefine the AFC race overnight. Meanwhile, Waddle's camp seems to be playing the long game. His representatives have remained silent publicly, but behind the curtain, they're reportedly keeping close tabs on how the organization handles this crisis. The message from Waddle's side is simple: respect must be mutual. Insiders claim he's not seeking fame, endorsement deals, or spotlight, just peace and focus. And in today's NFL, that's becoming a rare commodity. Players like Waddle want to win without the constant noise, and Miami's locker room has become anything but quiet. Some players reportedly support him fully, calling him the heart of the team, while others think he should have handled things internally. Either way, his silence is speaking volumes. Every move he makes now, every practice, every gesture, is being watched through a microscope. The Dolphins might be forced to choose between talent and tranquility, and both options come with a heavy price. In the end, this entire saga feels like a cautionary tale about modern football and the fragile egos that orbit stardom. The Dolphins were built to be a highlight reel, flashy plays, viral moments, and instant entertainment. But that kind of spotlight burns hot. Too hot. When personalities clash under the bright lights, there's nowhere to hide. Whether Waddle truly refuses to play alongside Hill again or not, the perception is already out there, and once perception takes over, truth doesn't matter much anymore. Fans, media, and teammates all start to choose sides, and that's when winning becomes secondary. The Dolphins could still save this, but it would take brutal honesty, leadership, and humility, three things often missing when pride gets involved. So for now, the whispers grow louder, the tension deepens, and Miami stands at a crossroads. One path leads to unity and redemption, the other to collapse and regret. And somewhere in between, the truth waits to be told. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.